Hey y'all, I miss y'all. Anyway, I've had some private family issues. I lost an aunt and I lost a cousin. But I'm back and I got a video for y'all. Thug is free. Yes, Jeffrey Williams is a free man. Okay? Let's get into it, y'all. Let's get into it.
This morning, Georgia's longest-running trial is over, and Atlanta rapper Young Thug is out of jail.
I learned from my mistakes. You know, I come from nothing, and I've made something, and I didn't take full advantage of it. I'm sorry.
Rapper Young Thug, whose real name is Jeffrey Williams, addressing Judge Paige Whitaker before his sentencing Thursday evening.
Y'all, this case is a joke. It was a joke from the very beginning to me, okay? This man is pleading because he's had enough and he just want to go home.
So essentially, the total sentence is 40 years to serve the first 5 years in prison, but commuted to the time that you have already served, followed by 15 years on probation.
The unexpected sentencing bringing the near year-long problem-plagued trial to an end.
I want you to try to be more of the solution and less of the problem.
Williams pleaded guilty to gang, drug, and gun charges, no contest to the infamous RICO charge, meaning he'll accept the punishment without pleading guilty.
I take full responsibility for, you know, my crimes or my charges.
And make sure you listen. He agreed to the plea deal, but not pleading guilty, okay? He agreed to the plea deal, but not pleading guilty, okay? This trial should have ended in mistrial so many times, to me, in my opinion, okay? I'm not an attorney, and I can be wrong, okay? Like I said, this trial should have ended with a mistrial a few times, okay? Anyway, Thug is free. Thug is free. Yes, he is free. He's free to go home. Even if he was guilty, y'all, this is the second chance for him, and I hope he takes it, okay? His son needs him. Let's get back into it.
Williams deciding to plea after negotiations broke down between both sides. His attorney and own family confirmed they wanted to continue with trial. Williams deciding to take a gamble, entering a non-negotiable plea, leaving his sentencing up to the judge, who acknowledged the state was going to dismiss the RICO charge, a gang charge, and a weapons charge, and allow him to walk out the door in their plea offer.
And therefore does not seem to be particularly worried that Mr. Williams, if on the streets, would be a danger to society.
Now, Young Thug is banished from Metro Atlanta for the next decade. He'll be required to return 4 times a year to give anti-gang and anti-gun violence presentations. Also, he cannot have any contact with gang members or promote street gangs, and he'll have random drug tests over the next 15 years. Any violation will send him back to prison for 20 years. This morning, Young Thug's family and friends, and also his fans, they're reacting to his plea deal.
I feel great that he's going home, but at the same token, I still wanted to fight. I was in agreement with Brian and Keith. Just make them continue to embarrass themselves.
I think he would have beat this case. That's my opinion, okay? I think he would have beat this case. I, or none of y'all, is not in his shoes, not in his situation. We are assuming, unless you there with him or know him personally, then we are only going by what we see on here or what someone else is saying or whatever. Yes, I've watched the case. I didn't watch every day, but I've watched it and I've caught up with some things. And to me, it was just some bullshit, okay, from the beginning, all right? Let's get back into it.
However, one of Young Thug's lawyers says after more than 2 years in jail, the rapper wanted to go home.
Sir, let's bring in 11 Alive's Angelina Salcedo now live from the Fulton County Jail.
And Angelina, you heard from Young Thug's father and attorneys as well as his friends. What are they all saying tonight?
Well, we watched as the vans with Young Thug actually pulled in here on the back of the jail. His friends, family, fans, and even his attorneys were here. Anyone that was outside didn't get to see Thug face to face, but everyone was saying the same thing. Thug is finally free. Straight out of court. Young Thug's family and attorneys celebrate the rapper's release. 11 minutes away, the 33-year-old is brought to the Fulton County Jail to be processed and released. After several years behind bars and in and out of Fulton County courtrooms, attorney Brian Steele says the rapper couldn't do more time in jail.
Jeffrey would have been found not guilty of everything, but that's another 3 months.
See what I'm saying? 3 more months. To us, we can ride it. You know what I'm saying? We can ride it out. We can ride it. But he been in there for a little over 2, I believe. 1 day, 1 hour, 15, 10 minutes is too much for me, okay? You can call me what you want, all right? 5 minutes, 2 minutes, like I said, is too much for me. So, I don't blame him. You know what I'm saying? He did what was best for him, okay? And like they said, he probably would have beat all charges. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't have had nothing. But spending that time in jail and getting, well, he didn't know at first. He didn't know. He just pled to the court hoping that she would let him go home. And he still got sentenced, 40 years. But he been in there, so they gave him time served, okay? So he's going home with the probation. Being in there, like he said, H-E-double-L, he figured he can do 15 years clean at home. What y'all think? Would y'all have took the plea deal, or would y'all have stayed in there for 3 more months with the medical condition, things going on at home? You know all the issues you got at home with your children and different stuff, and being in there, period. What y'all think? Let me know.
Months or so in custody.
Before Judge Paige Whitaker's decision,
Hope that you find it in your heart to allow me to go home, be with my family, and just do better as a person.
Young Thug pleaded with her to let him go and apologize for his actions. With his release, Thug's father says his music will come back and he hopes his son doesn't change.
We're going to get back to work. You know what I'm saying? You know, we're YSL loaded. I'm YSL loaded. My bad. You know, and in order for us to get back to our normal life, we're going to have to put in some more work.
Now, Young Thug's father says that he does not agree with Thug needing to stay away from Atlanta for the first 10 years of his probation.
Y'all, I had to throw my glasses on real quick. I don't either. I don't think he should have to stay away from Atlanta. Those are his roots. No, I don't. Okay? But he got enough bread to go somewhere else. Because I'd be like, Atlanta. And take my tax money some other place else. Okay? I would, not a problem. But I don't think that's fair either. He did not plead guilty, you know. I don't think it's fair.
Out of 15 years of probation that he's going to have to serve, but he says he's going to continue supporting his son. He was here. He watched his son being put into a van. He knew that he was being taken home. He says he's going to keep fighting for his son and for the rest of the defendants that still have pending cases. We're live in Atlanta. Angelina Salcido, 11 Alive News.
Angelina, thanks a lot. You know, we have been following this case. It goes all the way back to May of 2022 when the DA, Fonnie Willis, first brought dozens of RICO indictments against alleged members of YSL on violent crimes, including murder. Angelina talked about this. As of tonight, just 2 defendants remain on this trial.
Continues our team coverage tonight. Blake, people were packed in front of the Fulton County Jail awaiting Young Thug's release.
Sean, excitement was in the air tonight as family and friends gathered here waiting for Young Thug's release. Now, they weren't able to see the rapper released as he was discreetly driven out of the Fulton County Jail. We're here getting driven with his attorney. Now, what we can confirm is he is now a free man for the first time in 2.5 years. The 33-year-old had been behind bars since May of 2022, spending over 900 days in custody. We were here as the crowd gathered, ready to greet him in his first moments of freedom, although they were eventually told that Young Thug had already been released. His lawyer, Brian Steele, described in detail what life had been like for his client behind bars.
Nobody here wakes up every day on a concrete floor that they're calling his bed, gets up at 4:15, gets shackled at his feet, his waist, and his hands.
As part of his plea deal, Young Thug could end up back in jail if he violates any of his probation. Reporting live outside the Fulton County Jail, Blake Devine, Atlanta News First.
Now, today's plea deal does not signal the end of the YSL trial. The fate of 2 more co-defendants remains undecided. Diamante Kendrick and Shannon Stillwell are each pushing for this trial to continue. Atlanta News First spoke with Suri Chata Jimenez, the defense attorney who represented one of the original defendants. He laid out the rough legal road ahead for both men.
It is going to be challenging for them. The 2 remaining people are charged with very serious crimes. Mr. Stillwell is charged with a murder. He could be facing life. He could die in prison. I am hoping that they will offer him something reasonable for him to be able to evaluate his options and get to go home eventually.
Y'all, his son lost his mom violently and unnecessary, okay? While his dad sits in prison awaiting his fate. This young man had to await the fate as well to see if he was going to at least have one parent left at home with him. Okay? Thug need his son and his son need him. Okay? That's not the only kid he has, but his children need him. And last, let me say this. Brian Steele and Keith Adams, great attorneys. Great attorneys. Y'all get in the comments and let me know what y'all think about this. Thug is free, y'all. The thugger is free. Get in the comments and let me know what y'all think. Have a good day. Don't allow anybody to steal your joy, because I ain't. Okay? All right.